Let's fight. Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Wherever you guys are joining us from this evening, Pinky Young and Denise Samuels, Vashti Magnot from Ontario, Charles Clark, Damian James, all of those folks are already on YouTube. Those of you guys who are on Twitter, we want to see you guys as well. We want to see your comments. And those of you who are joining us on Facebook, like Julia and Lana Prince and Deborah Sharona Lynch and Sharon Griffith, Idris Williams, all you fantastic folks, Diane Fordyce, Alexis Arthur, Wilton Blue, all you fantastic people, welcome in the ring. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you guys. Let's fight. We got to fight. I like this song very loud. Let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. To wake up the trenches. Where the trenches at? Where the Nakavacabites? Where the Pharisees and the Sadducees? Where are they this evening? Welcome to each and every one of you in the ring, guys. We're so privileged that you guys can join us. Wherever you guys are joining us from this evening, we are ready to get to it. And we told you guys we're not going to waste too much time. Those of you who come late, you're going to miss something important. Don't ask us to go over and all of that. We in Dessa. We are fired up, guys, and we are ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. So let's fight. How are you guys doing? Wherever you are, wherever you fantastic, beautiful folks are joining us from this evening, guys. Welcome in the ring. And as you know, as you come on, share the live stream. Gemma George and Gwyneth Jones, Morna Monroe, Sandrine Baird, Kevin Williams. We're going back to Dubai tonight, folks. You think we ought to touch Dubai again this evening? Tales from Dubai, Marilyn Duncan, Peter Amsarup, who's watching. Peter, keep tuned in. All you fantastic folks, all you PPPites and trenches and the crosses, the vagabonds, the jagabats, y'all know yourselves. Y'all know yourselves, folks. And we always ask our folks to assemble in the trenches, guys. Assemble in the trenches. You got to go sometimes where they are. And leave those stones unturned. Where is Chanel Smith Daniels or Daniel Smith? Where are you this evening? We want to see the folks in the trenches assemble and ready to take on the jagabats there. Because they're always coming with the fake news. They're always coming with their comments that aren't credible. And we cannot leave them undone, folks. Great to see so many of you in the ring this evening. Guys, I have my notes just to this side here. So when you see me look in this direction, I'm just making sure that we are set to go. Great to see so many of you again joining us in the ring. Ring sliders, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. Assemble in the trenches. Let's fight. We got to fight, folks. We got to fight. We got to stay vigilant. We got to stay vigilant. Not so, Mark Harry. Not so, Volme Wilson, Melissa April, and Jamal Aziz. Great to see all of you fantastic folks like Judy Sealand and Kim Walker. Bibi Ali is here as well. Good to see you there, Bibi Ali, Cheryl Griffith, Arville Blackett, Arlene Rodney, Kesh Sharma is here as well, Denise Mitchell, all you fantastic, beautiful people. Good to see each and every one of you. Miss Roberts joining us there. Mrs. Roberts joining us there from Maryland. Good to see you. Good to see you there in Maryland. Raquel Peters and all you fantastic folks. Andrew Cuthbert. Lovely, lovely people. Great to have you guys in the ring this evening. Guys, so much is happening. So much is happening. Right? We cannot pack all. We try, but we give you a colic. We're trying to pack so much into this 1 hour. For your benefit, folks. For your benefit and for your enjoyment. We're trying to pack so much in the hour. Somebody says they're in the deep trenches. Good, good, good. We'd have it no other way. Sometimes you gotta go deep, people. You gotta go deep. You gotta go deep sometimes. We just gotta go deep. You got to go deep, right? And we are grateful for those of you who are going to go deep. So much information to share with you. We're picking up some information out of, is it number 57? A village police station there, where we have had a police officer who was stabbed, for instance, while giving assistance, trying to arrest somebody who was involved in wrongdoing. And unfortunately, he was stabbed. He was stabbed. Number 51 police station. Policeman Carrie Mentor. And we want to know, for instance, why is it that the police seemingly has been covering up this stabbing incident regarding this policeman, Carrie Mentor, from number 51 village? I told you folks, a lot of information comes our way on a daily basis, and we're trying to get it all out to you in a timely fashion, right? So you have that, for instance, the number 51 village incident where this policeman is stabbed. New Guyana School, we're getting lots of complaints from parents from New Guyana School telling us that their voices are not being heard. As parents, paying for private tuition for kids. Parents from the New Guyana School, they're telling us their voices aren't being heard. And so we encourage the administration. I mean, we got lots more information concerning that, but we encourage the administration to have a very open door process where the teachers are concerned. Lots of teachers from New Guyana School has reached out to us. Folks, you're going to want to share the live stream this evening. You're going to want to share the live stream. So we are still doing some background work where that is concerned to ensure that when we put out information, it is as credible as it can be. So we're looking to that, folks. We are looking to that, and we're going to get some more reporting on that. What is happening there at New Guyana School. And again, that's just some of the information, again, coming across our desk, and that we have not had a real chance to look at in a very comprehensive way. Another bit of information that is coming across our desk here in the ring, folks. We're following this story that says that a 37-year-old woman lost her life at the Georgetown Public Hospital recently. Adele Caesar, or Adele Caesar, as we would say. The information that we have suggests that the young lady would have gone to the Diamond Diagnostic Center. They told her she had high blood pressure, transferred her to Georgetown Public Hospital. This is on Monday gone here, the holiday. Tuesday, transferred her to the Georgetown Public Hospital. Her relatives say that they tried getting her all Tuesday night. When they finally got through on Wednesday morning, a nurse answered to say that the girl dead. The girl and the baby is dead. So we're trying to get some more information on this issue as well. So much, folks, so much. We got to filter this information and try as best as possible to ensure that what we're giving you on the outside there, it's credible information. So that is just to say, the amount of things we don't really get to delve into based on the time we have, folks. But that being said, let's fight. Let's get right to it, folks. I don't know about you, but I am ready to go. And you guys know you can follow us across social media on our lower third this evening. We have our Twitter handle there, and on Twitter you guys can follow me at Shara Duncan. On Facebook, for those who are joining us on YouTube and Twitter, it's the same name, Shara Duncan. On Instagram, on TikTok, follow us across social media, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're joining on our Facebook page at Shara Duncan, ensure that you follow that page as well. Whichever page you are picking us up from, folks, ensure that you follow us on that page as well. And let me just make sure that we are on the right places as well, guys. As you share the live stream at your end, let me just double check to ensure that we are good to go here at our end as well. So guys, bear with us. We are going to get into the fight card. Lots of information to share with you where that is concerned. Bear with us. And we are almost ready to go. Just ensuring that we are good to go on all of our channels. We don't want to leave anybody out this evening at all. We live with no abusing. So let's just ensure that we are good to go our end and save yourself some abusing. So that being said, I am ensuring that we get through to a couple other places and that we are good to go on those ends as well, folks. So bear with us, and we are just about ready. Just about ready there. All right. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am ready. I don't know about you, folks. Let's fight. Let's fight. Let's fight. Let's fight. Let's fight. Let's fight. Welcome in the ring one more time. I want to get that bell one more time. Let's fight, folks. Wherever you guys are joining us from, welcome in the ring. And if you guys are joining us from, let's say, the AFC page, the Alliance for Change page, share the live stream. You guys who are going to be joining us from the Christopher Jones Facebook page, share the live stream there as well. Up New AFC page, that Facebook page, guys, share the live stream. We are fired up. We are ready to go. We want to see those emojis. Let us start with a bit of news from around the region. You know how we like to do it here? So let us start with a bit of that, a bit of news from around the region. And right in Trinidad, that about an hour by flight, about an hour by plane, folks, right in Trinidad, Kamala Persad-Bissessar just today got defeated a motion they brought in the National Assembly trying to remove the president. And for those of you who've been following us very keenly here, you guys know that we've walked you guys through. There was a very important meeting that was had between some of the key figures in the Trinidadian politics, the Trinidadian political system. These guys were trying to remove, if memory serves us correctly, they were trying to, and if my notes are accurate too, they were trying to remove the commissioner of police. And the way they went around it, there's one school of thought that says that the leader of the opposition should have been integral to this whole process. And for some reason, she was not invited to a very important meeting that was being had, again, with the president of Trinidad. You know, they have a very ceremonial head of state there with some constitutional responsibilities. Barbados is moving in that direction as well. But in the Trinidad experience of late, the opposition led by, again, Kamala Persad-Bissessar took exception to that and moved the motion just this morning in the National Assembly, seeking to impeach the president there in Trinidad. But that didn't end so well at all for the opposition. And so they have gone back, ladies and gentlemen, to the drawing board to have another look at that and to see what they can come up with. They're going to have another look-see where that is concerned, and again, to see how best they can re-strategize and come again. Sometimes you got to do that. You win some, you lose some, right? You win some, you lose some. And so that is what those folks are doing at that end. And folks, just to alert you, coming up a little later on in our program, we're going to have MP Juretha Fernandes, and also we're going to have MP Miss Walton-Desir, AmanzaWalton-Desir, joining us as well. Moving on, folks. Moving on. Tales from Dubai. Tales from Dubai. I know this is what some of y'all waiting for, you know. Y'all fast. And y'all like mind people business. Very fast. Especially those persons who are joining us on Facebook. Denise London and Raquel Peters. These are the usual suspects. Laverne, Harry Charan, Lana Rutherford, Volbe Wilson. These are the folks who are very, very curious. Y'all fast. Pamela, Bradford, Kenmall, Shawnette Barnes, and all the other folks. Delise Gulliver. All of you, y'all fast. So let me tell you all that. Some folks want to be honest with y'all and tell you all the truth, but I'm going to give it to y'all. Y'all fast. Tales from Dubai. Tales from Dubai. Folks, I wish to stay another couple days in Dubai. Another couple of weeks in Dubai. It is like when Irfan went to the UN. It's a gift. And programs need content. Programs of this nature needs content. So I wish they would stay a little bit more in Dubai. So much is coming out as the days go on. As the days go on in Dubai. So folks, let's get a go at it. I got it. Happy dirty 30s. Happy dirty 30s. To the First Lady, Arya Ali. Folks, last evening, after the show, I posted a photograph of Arya Ali on my Facebook page. Nothing can drop on my Facebook page, you know. Soon something drop. The trenches gone with it. You would think I just signed up for the PPP. You would think so. Oh my, they breathed a sigh of relief there in the trenches camp. They breathed a sigh of relief. They say, like Duncan is not a bad man after all. He's not a bad person. Because look how you recognizing, you know, Arya is dressed nice and so on. Arya's dressed nice, right? Arya's dressed nice. I might even think about taking one for the team. Arya's dressed nice, right? But Arya little expensive. Arya little expensive. And the team Arya gone there with the Dubai. That team there, ladies and gentlemen, that team ain't easy. Arya little expensive, but we coming to that. We coming on that. So let us start. So those of you who are going to play this back a little later on, you're going to make a little snippet of a piece of it. Yes. Happy dirty 30s to 30s to Arya. You know, Arya turned 31 there, and you know, she's First Lady, installed or otherwise. If she wants to go to Dubai with her friends to celebrate her 31st birthday and taxpayers' money, Arya, you do your thing, girl. Live your best life. Live your best life, Arya. Happy dirty 30s. Anybody fainted? Me having said that? Has anybody fainted as yet? I need reports. I have an ambulance standing by now. This is very, very controversial. Right? I wishing Arya Ali a happy birthday. Very, very controversial. Right? I could hear some people saying, Duncan, won't be funny. Folks, breathe. Happy dirty 30s. Right? Oh, y'all tell Arya happy birthday, man. Tell Arya happy birthday. Oh, the trenches are glued in. Right? Julia Lewis is saying the same thing. Happy dirty 30s. Arya, the ambulance standing by. Some people go want put up the red flags. Whop them with Duncan here, boy. Duncan coming around with a little funny. That being said, folks. Arya, wherever in Dubai you're watching us from, or wherever you are in the world, because you might have moved from Dubai to Milan or, you know, Greece or Spain or one of those exotic places you like to frequent with your friends. Right? Happy birthday to you. That being said, y'all remember this fellow, Leon Susnaran. Y'all remember him? Huh? You guys remember Leon? You remember Leon was in a big fight with a rooster? Y'all remember that? Well, Leon came out swinging this morning, folks. On the Dubai trip. Leon said Dubai is about friends and family. Mind you, Leon said he voted for the PPP. So he's a trenchy. Leon is a jaguar. We know this. For you who are not familiar with Leon Susnaran, Leon is a journalist, a Guyanese journalist who lives in the diaspora and comments on these matters ever so often. He took umbrage. So those of you who are saying the opposition is making much ado about nothing, because I always get painted with the opposition. This is an opposition show. This is an opposition show, according to you, the trenchies, the jagabats. But this is Leon taking exception with the extravagance that is taking place there and the wastage of taxpayers' money. And in a letter to the editor this morning, he says, I feel sad. Not from the beating with the cock. I feel sad how the people of Guyana's money is being squandered in Dubai. Not that the trip should not have happened, but the trip could have been tailored to suit Guyana's pocket. He goes on, I feel proud of the performances and high quality talent of our people. But I have burning questions in my mind. I agree with Leon thus far. So you folks see, we can actually live in a country where across the political divide, Leon in his side, I on my side here, and we can agree. We're in agreement. He said he has questions. How many persons really on this trip? I want to know. As a taxpayer and as a member of parliament, how many people on this trip? Leon asked, what is the purpose of each person? That's a good question. Tyson Hines, Donna Ford, or Decibel? That's a good question. How many persons on this trip? That's a good question. Right? What is the purpose of each of these persons? What is the purpose of each of these persons? So many questionable persons. That's what Leon is saying. This is his letter to the editor, I think in Stabrook News. So many questionable persons on this trip. I wonder why they are really there. The personal assistant to the First Lady. Sir Ravin, don't come for me. Go to Leon. The personal assistant to the First Lady is there. And like he's on a personal vacation. This is according to Leon Soos-Narayan. I wonder whose taxpayers' dollars is paying for the meals and sites. To assist her doing what? That's another question that Leon Soos-Narayan asked. To assist her doing what? And finally, folks, he says, an economy trip ticket to Dubai from Guyana is nearly $600,000. Then add hotel and transportation to that. Why the government of Guyana has to go so overboard with these trips? And these are legitimate questions citizens just like Leon asking not only at home here in Guyana, but in the diaspora. Legitimate questions. Why the extravagance? When people catching the tail right here. Very important questions. So y'all don't come for me, trenches. Not tonight. Leon is posing these questions. A man who said very clearly, I voted PPP before, but I am highly disappointed. That's what he said in his letter. I voted PPP before, but I'm highly disappointed. How many of you on this live, how many of the trenches and the jagabats can say openly, I disappointed in the PPP? Leon has the testicular fortitude. Maybe that's a wrong phrase. Testicular fortitude. Leon has the gumption, the backbone to state his opinion very publicly. I voted for these jagabats, but I'm disappointed. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, a face we showed you last night. And we said that Stacey Rahman and her husband and their Visit Guyana business is a legitimate, beautiful enterprise. No trouble with them. But again, people like Leon Soos-Narayan are raising questions. And one of the questions that were raised is that Stacey, God bless her heart, is a member of the Guyana Tourism Authority Board, according to the information that has been supplied. And then her organization seemed to be her company seemed to be the company that was contracted to quote unquote cover Guyana's experience at Dubai Expo. So you're on the board there as a member, and then you get the contract to cover the Dubai trip. Some people call that a conflict of interest. Some people call that a conflict of interest. The same way the gentleman at GPL was buying, the chairman of GPL was buying, vehicles from his own company for GPL. Some people call that a conflict of interest. We talk about good governance and transparency and all of these things, but it can't be just lip service, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot. We got to go beyond that. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, no issue with Stacey. I think herself and her husband are wonderful people. But questions are being asked. And we have to get to that place as a society. I think it was Arthur Lewis who says, if we were afraid to ask questions because they are dangerous questions, then we become dishonest. And a dishonest scholar is a menace to society, Sir Arthur Lewis. So no issue with Stacey and her husband, beautiful people, and their company per se. But again, there is this nagging question of a conflict of interest. That being said, folks, moving on. Peter and Nicole. Peter and Nicole. Peter and Nicole. Peter and Nicole. Oh, Father. Oh, Father. Peter and Nicole. So, again, lots of questions are being asked. Leon asks, who are all these personalities? Who are all these people who populate Dubai? Right now, you got 800,000 Guyanese in the diaspora. And we always say it's a 450,000 left back here. But like 400 in Dubai right now. So people ask the question, recognize this young lady, Nicole Whitaker, the daughter of former Minister of Local Government Norman Whitaker, as being part of the contingent in Dubai. And people ask, what is Nicole's role in Dubai? Who is Nicole under in Dubai? Which agency is she under in Dubai? Who is she under in Dubai? A legitimate question the very same way Leon Susnaran, the cockfighter, posed his questions in the press. Valid questions. It is a question that we posed this afternoon. We haven't had a very comprehensive answer at all. But Peter Ramsarup jumped into the comment of that post. Now, we didn't call Peter Ramsarup name. And Peter Ramsarup is the CEO of Go Invest. Why would Peter, so busy in Dubai, find time to comment on this post? It struck us. And when you see some things operating strangely, you got to question it. That is how we advance as a human species. That is what separates us from the animal, our ability to think, to question, to connect the dots. So here is what Peter Ramsarup, the CEO of Go Invest, said in response to this post, questioning what was Nicole Whitaker's purpose in Dubai. He says, my brother, please check basic information prior to posting. Everything in common letters. There's no paragraphing, nothing. But he's CEO for Go Invest. He said private sector were invited. Private sector were invited at their own expense, and they chose to represent their company and especially Guyana at their own expense. You can audit. Well, it's going to be audited. We have to give an account for the public's purse. But why Peter? That's something we keep asking. What is the connection? Right? With Peter and Nicole. And to her defense. In her defense, if I'm correct, I saw somebody tag me in a post early on. And it was Nicole posing with a lot of dignitaries at this Dubai Expo. But I couldn't remember seeing Peter in one of those photographs that came to her defense here. I couldn't remember. I may be wrong, but I couldn't remember. So it is a nagging question for us. Why Peter Ramsarup, of all people, chose to jump on this post? He's in Dubai. Nicole is in Dubai. And to respond in her defense about her being part of the private sector. Folks, if you have the answers, you'll have to let us know, because the answers elude us. Odessa Bourne, do you have the answer? Samoa Williams, what about you? Do you have the answer? Eileen Griffith, Carla Smith, do you have the answer about Peter and Nicole? Right? And I have learned in politics, and it's a truism in politics, there are no coincidences. There are no coincidences at all in politics. So if you guys know, if you guys have more information than I do at this hour, credible information, then please, I want to know as well. Wendy Andrews, do you know? Marilyn Thomas, do you know? Why Peter Armstrong became so agitated when the question was posed, why is Nicole Whittaker in Dubai? What is her role there? Every citizen pays taxes one way or the other. And you can ask questions of your public officials. You're entitled to ask questions of your public officials. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, moving on. We know how a lot of things start, but we don't often see how they go in. We see how a lot of it start, but again, ladies and folks, we don't always see how it going. So there is Ashni in Dubai. And one of the articles today suggested that Ashni was very excited. Very excited. Ashni said that Guyana is an exciting place. Well, it might be exciting for different reasons to different people. People who in Dubai splurging off of the public purse, very exciting. We call them here the unnecessaries. Very exciting. But for the folks, the high-flood sugar workers that striking, the Bosai workers that striking, things aren't so exciting. For people tuning in the ring, things are very exciting. But for some other folks, no. Ashni promised economic dynamism. Whatever happened to that? Economic dynamism and resilience. Whatever happened to that? Right here, I showed you last night. Instead of economic dynamism, gas price gone up. The man invent a pot now that can boil your rice and cook your stew at the same time. Your stew. Well, we don't say stew. We say stew. It's Guyanese stew. At the same time, things tight. We see what is happening. And that being said as well, how it going? You all remember the 50,000 jobs that were promised? How is that going? The 50,000 jobs. And in a recent publication as well, out of January Waves, I think it is, we see this jagabat. Instead of now employing our own people, unless those 50,000 jobs were created when we weren't looking. But the suggestion is that they will be importing labor. Isn't it the same people who just last week said the trading cane cutters for the oil and gas industry? Now they're importing. They're going to be importing. So the question is, whatever happened to the 750,000 jobs? And these are just some of the questions that are being asked tonight. And in the interest of time, I'm going to have to skip a lot of the other issues that are on the table. For instance, Ashni said it's an exciting place to be. Not so for the GDF reserves. The final issue I'm going to touch on before we head into the main event. The GDF reserves, men and women that have joined with medical professionals on the front line of COVID, ensuring that Guyanese are vaccinated, among a host of other duties they carry out. Reserves of the Guyana Defense Force. They have not been paid since March. While monies are being squandered in Dubai, according to Leon Susteran, don't come for me tonight, tomorrow night. Leon says that. And you got men and women of the GDF who have not been paid in 8 months. Exciting times. Exciting times indeed. And I'm hastening on to bring my guest. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn your attention to the main event. I got some people in the ring, and we're going to be talking with them as you guys share the live stream. I'm privileged, tremendously privileged, to be joined by the one and only AmanzaWalton-Desir, Member of Parliament and the Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs. Equally privileged to be joined this evening. Thank you for your audio. To be joined by Juretha Fernandes, the one and only Member of Parliament as well, and the Shadow Minister for Finance. Tremendously privileged to have these ladies in the questions are being asked, and I am hoping that they have some of the answers that we seek this evening. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Sharon. Hey, Juretha.
Hey, Matsu.
Well, I see you guys are smiling. Maybe you're in agreement with Ashni, saying that these are exciting times. Certainly the folks who are reposed. Let me up my vocabulary. You know, Manza, I was privileged to have Aubrey Bishop, Professor Aubrey Bishop, as part of my tutoring in law. One of my lecturers was the great Aubrey Bishop, and you always had to elevate your language. So those persons who are reposed in Dubai at this time, they might be very, very excited. But is there anything to be excited about living in this country? Let's start there.
Sure, I don't know who you're starting with, but I think Ashni speaks for himself. I mean, he has a lot to be excited about. He has imposed from day one. He went into office. He imposed policies that is only going to benefit the rich and wealthy in the country. So he's very excited about what is going on right now. He cares not one bit. He doesn't give a damn, for better language, for persons to clearly understand what I mean. He does not give a damn about the persons that are in poverty in this country, and I keep saying that the majority of Guyanese live day to day. They live hand to mouth, as we would say. Actually, don't care about those persons. When you look at the last report that was given by the Bureau of Statistics, he doesn't care about the 6.4% in inflation. Actually doesn't give a damn about that. He doesn't care about the 14% inflation in the price of food items. These are things that we care about. So things are not exciting for us. Persons are punishing Guyana. People are starving in this country, whilst persons are out there just squandering taxpayers' dollars. Those are the facts that are before us right now.
Indeed. And Amanza, as we were telling our viewers who are joining us across the world, that, you know, we were promised 50,000 jobs. We weren't promised that we're going to be importing labor Wild West from overseas at the expense of our own Guyanese men and women, you know, getting those jobs. And if you talk about training, these are the guys who also promised 50,000 scholarships. So, like, apparently we aren't emphasizing training anymore, or we just expect to be pumping oil for 1 year.
You know, Sharon, it really does indicate that the PPPC, they're not serious, neither do they care about the working class of Guyanese people. They just do not care. The reality is that when Ashni Singh opens his fridge, he sees food. You know, he has a well-stocked pantry. And that is not the waking reality of the majority of our Guyanese. So, of course, it's exciting times for them because the rich are getting richer. Now, as it relates to the importation of labor, it's just another one in the litany of promises that the PPPC made that they have no intention of following through. You Barjaglio was in Ghana recently on a radio interview, spewing bilge as it relates to what his plans are for Guyana, couched in seemingly elegant language. But for those of us with the more discerning eye, we recognize fluff when we hear it. Now you have a man that is admitting on the international stage that we have a small labor force and therefore we may have to import labor. But you have indiscriminately fired thousands of Guyanese because they are of a particular ethnicity or because they are of a particular political affiliation. And so you are being, and he's being a hypocrite of the worst order. And you know what distresses me the most is that he has been allowed for too long to get away with this level of hypocrisy. Well, we will have to call him out on that, and we will continue to call him out on that. You are firing Guyanese, and you're saying that you need labor force. You have not put in place a single program to make sure that you train and develop capacity, particularly for our young people. You will recall that the AP and UFC coalition had a number of initiatives where they were training young people in artisanal skills, plumbers, electricians, hairdressers, the SLED programs. All of these were disbanded because the reality is that the PPPC pays lip service to small businesses. They don't care. They don't care. Barjaglio has said, we don't have the skills locally to carry out these infrastructure projects, and so we will have to import the large contractors. And so you see Junior Sammy is here, and that company is taking the lion's share. Well, what about the Guyanese business people? What about our Guyanese contractors and builders who have spent years investing and building capacity in order to have a piece of the pie? They have the procurement system is decimated. There used to be a carve out, as it were, for small businesses to make sure that these businesses are able to benefit. All that has been done away with. And so this really is then only being concerned with the top 1% wealthy in the country, and the working class and the ordinary Guyanese will continue to suffer. But I predict, Jared, when it comes closer to elections, you're going to see the PPP spending money Wild West, and they're going to be throwing money here and throwing money there. And I am cautioning the Guyanese people to remember that when you needed it the most, they did not come true for you. Do not be fooled with the handouts that are designed to keep you dependent. Demand instead to be empowered. Demand instead to have an environment that empowers you to create a life and living for yourself and family. So yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
But Amanza, if shared you're muted, but Amanza, just allow me to just add to what you just said. And when you speak about the handouts, I just want to not caution Guyanese also that the monies that are being given as handouts at any point in time, it has to come from somewhere. And in most cases, the PPP are actually borrowing money to actually give handouts. And guess who have to pay that money back? It's you. So it is this is the principle that works for the PVP. They believe that if they come with an envelope with some money in it and give it to you, then you're going to be all open to hear whatever they want to say. You're going to believe that they're doing such a good for you. But you are the ones, and your children are the ones that will be made to pay back this money. And guess what? You're going to have to pay it back with profit, with interest. That's how it works. The money just doesn't come out of nowhere.
And
Exactly.
and Juretha, this is right up your alley, because one of the things they are seeking to do is kind of jumpstart the economy from the slump that they have it in, and they believe like throwing money at this problem is going to solve it. But we've seen that since they came in, and the economy is no better off. So clearly, Ashni
Correct.
should stay in Dubai, where he was prior.
Well, I
When
believe
he's at home.
he is at the second home, and maybe he should stay there. And the reality of it is, look, Jared, if you look at the way in which the PPP runs this country, they are the masters of sleight of hand. They believe that a lot of activity translates into progress. It doesn't. And so you see a lot of razzle dazzle, but when you sit down and you study it, you realize that it's a lot of fluff
Yeah.
and there's nothing of substance there. Now, Juretha mentioned the debt that we will have to repay. We will have to repay up until 2033 the debt from Skeldon Sugar Factory.
Yeah.
So not only are Guyanese not receiving a living wage, but they're actually being saddled with debt based on the poor decisions of Barajak Dio. And then now they have to suffer the indignity of him feeling quite okay to go dole out handouts to the sugar industry, whilst denying nurses, teachers, and other hardworking public servants a salary increase. And I bet you, if I were a betting woman, that you will see, Sherrod, that they will grant salary increases, etc. And immediately after, you're going to notice a lot of activities, a lot of national activities, because at the end of the day, that money is intended for our public servants to spend it on having a particularly good time at a particular event, whether it's carnival or a launch. Look out and you'll see.
Yeah.
And so the money goes back to the private sector without long-term benefit in terms of real development for the people. And so, you know, we have to call on our Guyanese people to wise up and to see the government, the PPPC regime, for who they really are. It's a lot of fluff, and they've mastered the art of rebranding projects. The reality is a number of the projects that the PPPC
Recommissioning.
were in the pipeline since the 1970s on the Forbes Burnham. Let us be honest about these things. But because we've allowed the PPPC to get away for far too long with all of the rhetoric, they believe that they have a free pass. Well, no longer. Because
And
people don't get sense.
Amanza and Juretha, this is what we've been asking Guyanese across the political divide in this country and in the diaspora to join us in doing, having this honest discussion about where we are. I mean, we get rowdy at times and we get a little extra. Not me, them, not us, them. Get extra. But it's to think through these ideas, to think first and foremost. And then the best ideas rise to the surface. We got to stop partying at some time and sit down and to think about the development of this nation. That being said, part of what gets us from point A to B is scrutinizing public spending. A lot of spending happening in Dubai. A lot of spending. And folks can decipher for themselves. People are seeing, they're smart, they're thinking. Like Leon Susnaran, whether these spending that are happening there are appropriate or not. And then they will have to go to the polling place in a couple months and decide whether they want these jagabats back there or they want to go. They want to move the country forward. That being said, so at the National Assembly, where Juretha sits as a member of the Public Accounts Committee that scrutinizes public spending, a strange correspondence, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see it as yet, came from the clerk of the National Assembly. A strange correspondence. And folks, I want you guys to share the live stream because we want as many persons around the world to hear what is happening in our country. So this is what the speaker wrote to the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee just this evening. A very short letter. He says, due to the frequent challenges being encountered at meetings of the Public Accounts Committee, the present clerk of the committee has developed health issues because of high stress levels, right? And cannot continue to clerk the committee. So the people in this PAC giving the woman high stress. Is that Agile? Is Teixeira? All other clerks, according to Mr. Isaacs, all other clerks of committees are unwilling to clerk the Public Accounts Committee because of the unprofessional conduct of some members of the committee, which is not conducive to a healthy working environment. And he closes his message by saying, unfortunately, in light of the above, I am unable to provide the Public Accounts Committee with a clerk as I am required to do in accordance with Standing Order 86 and the equality standing order for a meeting on Friday and Monday. It is strange because even the admission of the clerk saying he's unable to provide what he is mandated to provide put himself in some hot waters. But it seems strange in the context of Gail Teixeira just recently asking for the Public Accounts Committee to only meet one day to scrutinize the spending of this government. It seems quite strange, quite timely. Your thoughts, members of parliament?
Sharon, that's right up my alley. This is I've been a member of the Public Accounts Committee from day one for this particular committee, and the public would know that this is not the first instance that the scrutiny of the public spending is being hampered. This is just another tactic, as I would say. We would remember quite clearly, the public would remember the no confidence motion that Gail Teixeira brought against David Paterson. And they went on and on about us not wanting the motion to go through and all of that. But what they were doing, and at the same time, mind you, the irony of their actions is just so blatant. At the same time, they took to the public media, to the government media, and they said that we were trying to stall the work of the committee, And well, that, as you know, went through a vigorous debate right through the night in Parliament, throughout the night. We went home till next morning. And the PPP, having enjoyed the majority in the House, they won that debate. Well, they didn't win the debate, they won the vote.
Yeah.
And so David Paterson...
Qualitatively different things.
Yeah, very. And David Paterson was removed as chairman of the PAC. Now Jarman Figuera is a new chairman of the PAC. I can tell you that Mr. Figuera went in there as a chair, and he in every effort, every meeting, tried his best to accommodate, even when it is ridiculous questions and behavior from the government side of the house, because we want to get the people's business going. As you would know, Sharon Manzo, the PPP had several ministers overseas of recent, and a lot of traveling has been going on recently. One of those trips Gail Teixeira herself was on. Now the PPP have 5 members on the PAC, Sharon. 5. And of the 5 members on the PAC, only 2 persons are actually there to do work. And I would say Teixeira and Agile. The others are basically muted throughout all meetings. And these meetings are live, so persons can go and listen in for themselves. I say that to say, last Monday, we had the opposition for the first time had the opportunity of having a majority at the PAC because persons were absent.
Yeah.
Persons were absent because Teixeira was overseas. Agile came, he got upset over something, and he left before the meeting was concluded. So a motion was put to the floor. We had other members of the PPP there. Motion was put to the floor. It was discussed for us to have meetings twice a week. Mind you, we have a backlog from 2016. We are currently examining the 2016 report. We're in 2021. So we have a serious backlog of work. As responsible parliamentarians, as responsible members of the PAC, we honor our commitment to the country and to the people's business. And we said it is better for us to meet 2 times a week so that we can clear off this backlog. Well,
push you out.
obviously that's not going to sit well with the PPP, because there's nothing the PPP fears more than the PLC reaching to their years to scrutinize their years. So of course, Teixeira came back and brought a motion to rescind the decision of the motion that was put to have meetings twice a week. The committee, at our last meeting on Monday, the committee unanimously agreed that we're going to have that the discussions on our motion to rescind at our next statutory meeting. Our next statutory meeting is next Monday. But our Friday meeting, the additional meeting, was not questioned. It was not to be discussed at that meeting. So I found it quite strange that at the ninth hour, I would get an email saying exactly what you just read, that the clerk of the PAC is having issues because of bad behavior and so forth. And I can publicly say this, Jared. As a member of the PAC, I have never once had an issue with the clerk of the PAC. She is a very, very nice person, and she works exceedingly hard, and
But
she's
maybe
always
it's actually because he's the person seems to be storming in and out of meetings there of the PSC. Maybe he's the person giving the woman stress because he promised people sleepless nights. So maybe.
Well, I don't know. She's the only person that can answer that. We didn't get any impression from her prior. I didn't never receive any impression from her, any complaint from her prior. Like, she has a very cool personality and all of that. And I say that because that's the truth. I cannot at any point in time find fault in the way in which she conducted herself as the
Yeah.
clerk of the PAC. So I found it extremely strange to get that. But what I found more alarming is that the clerk of the National Assembly stating that other clerks are unwilling to be the clerk of the PAC, and he hasn't appointed someone else to do that. Because Sharon, look, this matters as such. I think in a court of public opinion, the verdict is already out, and I need not go ahead and give a verdict. I think
Yeah.
everything, the right is clearly on the wall, and we can see what is happening. The PP will
Yeah.
do every single thing in their power to intimidate and to manipulate the system in every way possible to make sure that we do not get to their years to scrutinize all these lavish spendings, all the corruption that is going on right now. So that is what we have before us.
Yeah. Amanza?
I'm just sitting here thinking, why can't the clerk perform the functions of clerk for the meeting tomorrow? There's nothing
Yeah.
that prevents that. So if you see
Because the clerks of the committee are just his representatives
he's
in the
the
committee.
ultimate clerk. Go
Yeah.
and clerk the meeting tomorrow. So there's no
Yeah.
impediment. This is contrived. This
Yeah.
is, as Juretha said, a ploy to make sure that they do not receive the level of scrutiny. But it
Yeah.
is important that this happens because, you see, it is important that people see and understand, Sherrod, that the PPP is running away from scrutiny. It's not something that we are saying, that we're making up. People are actually seeing it being done in real time. And so this is why we have to continue to take the fight to them so that they continue to make these unforced errors. It is the most ludicrous thing.
Yeah.
Clerk of the National Assembly to come to say that they cannot find somebody willing.
Yeah. Again, Manzo, it is strange, as you said.
Taxpayers pay these people to be willing, not to
Yeah.
do a job. Now, granted, people's mental health, it's absolutely important. But that is not an explanation that is acceptable by any stretch of the imagination. And so it once again exposes the PPP simply who they are. They do not want to be scrutinized. And so you would think that since they go around talking about the misgivings and the shortcomings of the APNU AFC, that they would be anxious
To expose it.
to expose it and to have it scrutinized. So I'm saying that Guyanese, our people have got to start digging beneath the surface. It's far deeper than we think. It's more happening than we can see on the surface. And we have to move away from the tit for tat and begin to have deep, meaningful conversations. A contest of ideas is what must determine the direction of our country, not
Yeah.
racism and race baiting. It's becoming a problem.
And MPs, I find it quite strange that the clerk makes this admission that he's required, he quotes the section in the standing orders, to supply the committee with a clerk. And he says he's unable to do so. He's required by the standing orders. I find that admission very, very mind-boggling.
Because
Mind-boggling.
the
It means
PSC, the
we,
PSC is a
right,
very
we probably
serious
need a clerk who can find clerks.
the
That's another
PSC,
story myself.
the PSC is a very serious committee. The PSC and it's so when it's a court that persons come before to actually answer how they spend taxpayers' dollars.
Billions of dollars. Every cent that is passed by the National Assembly has to be accounted for by the PSC. It's a serious place. But these guys on gimmicks, clearly.
Correct, and that's what's going on.
Sharon and Juretha, I think we got to paint it in very stark terms for people to understand what we're saying. You are a teacher. You have children of your own. You have to get up. You prepare lessons. You prepare your own children. You go to school for a day. You teach. You have to go home, take care of your family. You earn a salary after hard work. Some people have to catch public transportation. They have to just on the park. But the government takes something out of the salary called taxes. And this money that the government is taking from you after you had to trudge hot sun, rain, whatever, is what they are taking to spend.
Your audio is coming through a little rough. I know what's happening there.
Is this any better?
Yes. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
That's
I was
quite okay.
making the point that our people have to begin to understand that the money that they work for, that the government takes out as taxes after they have trudged through the rain, the 3 o'clock sun, jostled on the park to get a bus, is what the government uses to fund their programs. And you mean to tell me that you're okay with them squandering it? And you're okay without the level of scrutiny and oversight? That is what the PAC does. The PAC makes sure that that ordinary man and woman who pays taxes are receiving a return on their money that the government is taking from them. And so this is why you have to be interested. It's not about one-upmanship. It's about your sweat, your tears, your blood that you have to shed to find a job, to go to work, that the government believes that they could squander. And so that is how important the PAC is.
Point taken. Point taken. Ladies, that's our time for this evening, unfortunately. But thank you for joining us in the ring. I know you both as MPs have very busy evenings. And that being said, I really want to thank you for coming in the ring and for lending context to these many issues. Thanks again, ladies.
Thank you for having us, Sharon. Good evening to all our viewers.
Awesome. That's it. MP Juretha Fernandes, MP AmanzaWalton-Desir. And MP Juretha Fernandes is the Shadow Minister for Finance. And MP Walton-Desir is Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs. And I'm really, really grateful for having each of them in the ring this evening, talking to us about these issues on the home front and what's happening also in the diaspora. All of it rather affects us. Let's fight. That's our time for this evening, folks. As you go, we want to encourage you guys to continue to social distance, wear your mask, sanitize, practice all of the COVID-19 protocols that are in place for your health and your safety, that of your friends, family, and loved ones. And I'm reminding you guys, we're mixing things up. So those of you who say, I'm going to join 10 pass until they get past all the great things, We're mixing things up. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe. We're reminding you guys to partner with us. We still need your help. We still need your help to keep this thing moving forward, guys. And so we've asked you guys to come on board and to partner with us for as little as $5 per month, 10, 15, 20 US dollars per month, so that we can build our program. As I said to you guys, we're going to show you guys very shortly. We're going to give an account to, we got your own PAC in the ring. And we're going to give you guys a count of what we've been doing here in very, very short order. And you're going to be pleased. I can tell you that you're going to be pleased. So seek the opportunity, guys, to come on board and to partner with us. We are available via the Cash App. We are available via PayPal. We are available via the MoneyGram platform, via the Western Union platform, as well as via the MMG platform. And on the Cash App, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that platform, it's the $ in the ring 592. It's the $ in the ring 592. At PayPal, it's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at Gmail. At MMG, we are 627-6963. 627-6963, and the MMG is the Guyanese Cash App. 627-6963. And then on Western Union and MoneyGram, guys, if you need any guidance, you can WhatsApp us on that very MMG number, 627-6963. If you have an information tip, guys, if you have a video that's of interest, has entertainment value, has news value, a photograph, we want you guys to share it with us. And guys, let me tell you this. The video we shared yesterday on what was happening there at Republic Bank was part of our viral video contest, and that person walks away with $10,000 for sharing that video with us. It had a lot of shares in our program, and our rules for the viral video competition is that we upload your video. You have to give it to us for at least 2 hours before you share it any place else. It must have news value or entertainment value, and if by our program time that video has the most likes and shares on our program, as a matter of fact, we go by views, has the most views on our page in comparison to the other videos posted there during the course of the day, you walk away with $10,000 easily. 10,000 Guyana dollars, which is about 50 US. So guys, send us your videos. Send this to us first. We're craving and we hungish for the likes, guys. Come on board and partner with us. We're privileged to have each and every one of you in the ring with us. Thanks for dropping by, guys. We're going to stick around and give a shout out to a couple folks. And even as we go, guys, let's fight. Great to have all of you in the ring with us. Seek an opportunity to come on board and to partner with us. Great seeing all of you. Great seeing Aliyah Waldron. Good to see Aliyah. Onessa Wardeen. Good to see you as well. Rowena Cummins. These are all of our favorite people. Chevron McDonald. I see you there. Wendy Andrews and Marlon Thomas. Wonderful, beautiful folks. Thanks for joining us in the ring as you go. Remember, touch our hearts. Share the live stream. Do us that favor. We want to see those emojis. Y'all know I always say it. We're craving for it. We're hungry for it. The emojis. We want to see those emojis. We want to see those shares. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for all the comments. I'm going to go back. We're going to check through some of them. I'm going to respond. Great to see so many of you on the live stream this evening. It is our privilege having you guys on the live stream there. Share the live stream as you go. You must have a page you can share it to. Let people get this information. Share it back to your profile. Don't be like them people who, when course, bring your furniture, let people through the window. Don't only people. Engage. Share the live stream. You can share the link to a friend on WhatsApp even. Let them get the information. Retweet if you guys are joining us on Twitter. If you guys are joining us from Christopher Jones' page, share. Don't let tell Christopher Payal, you know. Those of you joining us on APNU AFC page, share it there as well. AFC page. Come on, my colleagues. Come on, my comrades. Share the live stream. Share. Wherever you're joining us from, we want as many people to benefit from this information as possible. Jamila Skeet, good to see you there. Thanks for joining us in the ring, Jamila Skeet. Blessed Child, good to see you as well, Blessed Child. Sandra Davis and Marilyn Thomas. Winston Bob and Edwin Warren, Janet Edwards. I see Denise London Welchman is here as well. Shondell Griffith. Where is Chanel? Where is Chanel Smith Daniels? Where are you tonight, Chanel? Roger Norris. Good to see you, Roger and Janet Edwards. Fantastic, fantastic folks. Let's fight, guys. As you leave this evening, share that live stream for us. Let's fight. I'm gonna need to hear the bell one more time. Folks, I got another hour in me. I'll be grateful to touch on some other issues, but I know you guys have got to be other places. But before you get there, you're in that bus heading to work or heading home, share the live stream for me. You're in that taxi, you're on a bicycle somewhere riding through Manhattan or Brooklyn, share the live stream. And then pay attention to you guys are going. Wherever around the world you guys are joining us from, we hope that you had a good day, that you engaged the challenges, you fought through the challenges and you surmounted them, and that you are only not living life, folks, but you are thriving as well. That's important. And take some time out for you, some self-care. That's quite important, folks. Yes, there's all this activism and the politics and the social issues and all that, but take some time out for you. And after you do that, join us back in the ring and share the live stream. Great to see so many of you guys joining us this evening. We didn't get to touch some of the other issues on the fight card because we really wanted to get the thoughts of Juretha and Amanza. We know that you guys love hearing from them as well, and we didn't want to take up a lot of time with some of the issues that we have, but we're going to come back with that tomorrow night. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be talking about some of the takeaways from this Dubai trip. What did we get out of it? Besides all the fanfare and the splurging on taxpayers' dollars, what have we gotten out of this Dubai trip? Have we gotten, as we say, have we gotten value for money spent? We're going to be talking a little bit about that tomorrow evening, our final program for the week, among some other issues. Guys, thanks so much for joining us in the ring. Have a fantastic evening. Marlon Crocs, a fantastic evening to you, and Joylyn Cook. Kim Westmoreland, great to see you as well. All of those folks who have partnered with us in the past, we invite you guys to do so again. Guys, we can't do this work without y'all. So come off the fence and partner with us. Thanks for joining us, folks. That's our program for this evening. Stay safe. You and the family. God bless all of you guys. You guys home with your foot up in the chair, watching us on your smart television. Partner with us. God bless you. God bless your families. Stay safe, guys.